Okay, folks, now I'm going to make my Braunschweiger liver sausage. And if you watch my other video, my product review on this little Black & Decker, you can see where I chopped up some bacon and I chopped up some beef, and there's my onions, and now here is my liver. And I've got to chop all this up. I've been letting my liver drain here. So now what I'm going to do is I took some of the meat out of here. I'm going to put some onions in there and let that chop up my onions really, really, really good. So let's see how that goes. Yes, folks, that is what I want there. That looks pretty gnarly. Okay, I put some salt and pepper and some garlic in there, and I guess I used about half my onions. I think I'm going to use some more. And now we'll turn it on. Okay, here we go. I'm going to turn it on, and I'm going to put some more liver in there. Okay, I had to go wash my hands again. So here we go. I think I'm going to let this go a little while longer. I got some more stuck here on the side. Now this may look like it's too soupy, but believe me, it's not. Once it gets mixed in with that meat, we'll be doing good. So let's put it on again. Now, here's my liver blood I got left over here. I had a bowl in there so that it could drain. I'm going to give that to the dogs. Now I got to find out how to turn off the camera. Okay, here I am mixing it up. When I get this all mixed up, I'm going to cook just a little piece of it to check it for spices and everything. So yeah, it looks pretty gnarly, don't it? But what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this in little jars and steam it. You'll see. I'll show all of that. So let me... ooh, I found some stuff. Okay, now here's a little piece of it. We fried it up here in the frying pan. And we got a little piece of it here, and we're going to eat it on cracker. Arnie's going to try a piece, and I'm going to try a piece. We're checking it for spices, making sure all the spices are good. We checked a little piece just a minute ago, and I thought it needed a little bit more salt, a little more pepper. So here we go. We're going to try it again. Go ahead, Ernie. What do you think? Better? Yeah. Oh, yeah. That is good. Ernie, come eat your other cracker. Okay, here's my little disclaimer. I am not processing this meat for long-term storage. This meat will be stored in my fridge. I am putting it in canning jars and I'm going to cover it with tin foil, and I'm going to boil it. Steam it is the proper word. So here it is. I'm going to put it in my jars. This is not for long-term storage. This is for the fridge. Again, I don't want anybody to think that I am canning this for long-term storage. Okay? I'm not. This is for storage in my fridge. Okay, I wanted to make that really clear. Now I'm going to go ahead and fill up my jars, and I'll bring you back. Okay, here's my jars. I got 3, what are those, half pint, I don't know. And then I got 6 of these little ones. Now, what I'm going to do is I clean the mouths of the jar off. I'm going to cover these with tin foil, and then I'm going to put them in a boiling pan of water, and I'm going to steam them. This is not for long-term storage. This is meat that will be stored in my fridge. I want to make that very clear. I am not canning this. Now, when I was filling up the jars, I did find a couple of pieces of bacon and stuff like that didn't quite get chunked up as much as I wanted, but it was still good. So, I will show you when I get it all ready to put in the pan. Okay, here's my jars in the canner. I covered them each with some tin foil, and then of course I used a canning lid to hold the tin foil down. And like I said, I am not processing this for long-term storage. So please don't anybody come and can what I'm doing today and say they get sick. This is what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring this up to a boil. And I've got my smaller jars in here. The water's right there on the small jars. I will bring this up to a boil, and then I'll simmer it for some time, and then I'll probably take the little ones out, check it, take the little ones out, and then maybe put in some more water for the big ones. But there we go. So I'll bring you back when when I test one or something. Okay, here's my water starting to simmer. So now it's getting ready to boil. I've got the thing down on the bottom of the canner, keep the jars off the bottom. But you can see this water is starting to boil, and I just want it to simmer. So right now I'm going to put the lid back on, and I'm going to turn the gas down so that it simmers. And we just want that to simmer. And I'll come back and check it from time to time to make sure. There we go, right there. Sorry, I cut it off. I'll come back and check it from time to time to make sure it's still simmering. So remember, I hate to beat a dead horse, but I don't want anybody to think that I am canning this. I am simply steaming this, whatever you want to call it, liver sausage, leberkäse, Braunschweiger, whatever you want to call it. I am simply making it to store in my fridge. So, we'll be back, y'all. Okay, I've got my meat thermometer out here, and I'm checking one of the small jars, and it says that it is, it says if it was lamb, it would be well done. It says it's at 175 degrees. Let's see. Yeah, 175 degrees. So, I'm going to call the little ones done. I'm going to put this one back in there, though, anyway. Here is one of the big ones. And it is only going to, looks like not quite, is that 160? Yeah, not quite 160. So I'm going to say the big ones are not done. So, since the big ones are not done, I'm going to go ahead and leave the little ones in there too, because it doesn't really matter. So, we'll be back. We'll check them a little bit later. Okay, I'm going to check the same two again. So let's see what this one says. This is one of the little ones. Let's give it time. It's still going up there. And it's still working its way up. Okay, that is reading 175, and that's over 175. I think that would pretty much get to probably 180 if I left it in there long enough. So I'm going to take this out and check a big one. Okay, here's me checking the big one now. I've washed off my thermometer. It's got it stuck in here. It's not, let me see. Let's give it a little bit more time. Looks like it's hitting 160, probably 165. I don't think it's going to hit 170. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to take the little ones out. And I'm going to add just a wee bit more water so it's higher up on those big ones. Well, you know, that might be hitting it. Yeah, it might be hitting 170. But just to be on the safe side, I'm going to take the little ones out. And now see, they overflowed a little bit. I'm going to take the little ones out. I'm going to add a little bit more water to that. And I'm going to bring that up to a boil. Okay, I removed the little jars. And I still have the 3 big ones. So I'm going to turn up the heat. Now let's get that. Let's get that really going. Because now, after leaving while I was doing all what I was doing, I left the thermometer in there a little long. It actually did reach over 170. But I'm going to be on the safe side because, like I said, this meat will be stored in my fridge. So I'm just going to be on the safe side. Okay, here is all the jars taken out of the canner. And I don't know if you can see, but that water down there has some goodies in it. Well, I'm going to put that to good use. I'm going to let that water sit here overnight, and when it's cooled off in the morning, I'm going to pour that over the dog food. They'll really enjoy that. Now I'm going to let this, it is going to be stored in my refrigerator, just like the sign says. So what I'm going to do is let it sit here for about an hour or so, cool off, so that I don't put it, you know, real hot in my refrigerator. I don't want to cause my refrigerator to have problems cooling it off. But I'm going to let it sit here for about an hour. It should be okay after that to go ahead and put it in the fridge. Okay, well, let's get some light on here. It's the next morning. We opened up one of the little ones. Here it is. And I've got it on crackers, and me and Ernie are going to try it. So go ahead, Ernie. That's good. That is really good. I do think one thing. Let me show you the pot here. See, there was a lot of grease that came out of it. I think that next time I'm only going to fill them jars a little bit more than half so that the grease can stay in the jar. But that sure is good. Go ahead, have another one, Ernie. Good? I agree. Okay, here's a recap. I used about 2 pounds of chicken livers. I used about 2 pounds of beef. I used about 1.5 pounds of bacon. I used probably a very large onion or 2 medium onions. Of course, I used the salt and the pepper and the garlic. And I put it in the canning jars and I steamed it like you would a pudding, or something like that. This will keep in my refrigerator. We made enough for sandwiches and everything. So if you want to call this leberkäse, if you want to call it Braunschweiger, if you want to call it Kentucky pate, if you want to call it liver cheese, if you want to call it liverwurst, call it whatever you want. It's just really good. So thanks for watching, and do check out my product review on the Black & Decker food processor. It will show me chopping up this meat. You need a real fine chop on it. But thanks for watching. Bye, everybody.